Let's talk truth. You see this image? This isn't just art. This is the original Roman religion. Statues of Jupiter, Juno, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Diana, Bacchus, Vesta. These were the gods of Rome, still standing in the Vatican, right next to the Christian churches. And you still think you're worshiping the one true God? Let's break this illusion. Step 1. The Roman gods were not rejected. They were rebranded. Jupiter didn't die. He became God the Father in heaven. Venus didn't disappear. She was renamed Mary, Mother of God. Bacchus, god of wine and celebration, became the blood of Christ in communion. Mercury's wings turned into angel wings. Vesta, goddess of the hearth and sacred flame, became the virgin saints. Mars, god of war, became Archangel Michael. They just gave these Roman gods Christian costumes, put halos over their heads, and told you this was divine revelation. That's not religion. That's spiritual colonization. Step 2. The Christian God was modeled after Jupiter. Let's talk about the Bible's God, the one you call Most High. He sits in the sky, gets angry, jealous, and demands worship, sends fire, floods, and curses, commands genocide. See Deuteronomy, Joshua, or Samuel. Says, I am a jealous God. Kills children for disobedience. Plays favorites with tribes, Israelites versus everyone else. That's not love. That's imperial dictatorship. That's not the source of all. That's Jupiter 2.0 with new branding. Step 3. The Bible doesn't have one God. It has many. Let's expose what's in the book. Genesis 1:26. Let us make man in our image. Who is us? Those were the Elohim, a plural word, not one God, but a council of gods. Psalm 82:1. God stands in the divine council. He judges among the gods. So your own Bible admits multiple gods exist. Exodus 23. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. He didn't say they weren't real. He said don't put them before him. That's competition, not supremacy. Deuteronomy 32:8-9. The Most High divided the nations and gave each one its own deity. Translation: the God of the Bible is just one among many. So which God are you really worshiping? And who benefits from you never asking? Step 4. The names of the gods were replaced, but their power still rules. Let's go deeper. Baal, Asherah, Molech, El Elyon, Yahweh, El Shaddai, all ancient deities found in Canaanite and Mesopotamian texts before the Bible. Your God was built from a mixture of tribal war gods from the ancient Near East, then Romanized under Constantine, then Britishized under King James, and now you pray to him in English, in churches with Roman pillars, on land your ancestors were enslaved on. You're not worshiping God, you're worshiping a weapon. Step 5. Christianity is a remix of Roman and pagan mythology. Look at the story of Jesus. Born from a virgin, that's Horus, Mithra, Dionysus. 12 disciples, that's Hercules and the 12 labors. Died and resurrected after 3 days, that's Osiris, Tammuz, Attis, Baal. Cross symbol. It predates Jesus by thousands of years, used by Egyptians, Sumerians, and Hindus. Even the word Amen comes from Amun-Ra, the Egyptian creator deity. So let me ask you again, whose God are you really praying to? Step 6. Your time, calendar, language, and God all come from Rome. Sunday, sun god. Monday, moon goddess. Tuesday, Mars. Wednesday, Mercury. Thursday, Jupiter. Friday, Venus. Saturday, Saturn. Even your months come from Roman gods and emperors. January, Janus. March, Mars. May, Maya. June, Juno. July, Julius Caesar. August, Augustus Caesar. You pray to their God on their days in their language, using a book they edited while calling your own African traditions witchcraft. That's not faith. That's spiritual amnesia. Step 7. You were programmed to fear your ancestors, but worship your oppressors. Your ancestors used divination, Ifa, energy reading, nature alignment, ancestral veneration, sacred rhythm and vibration. They didn't need a Bible. They didn't need a preacher. They didn't need a colonizer's approval. But now, you call Orunmila evil. You fear Ma'at. You reject Ogun and praise Jesus, a European invention. You don't know your roots. You only know your programming. Step 8. Even the Holy Spirit was a remix of the divine feminine. Before Rome erased her, the Holy Spirit was understood as feminine in early Christian and Hebrew texts. She was known as Ruach in Hebrew, a feminine word. She represented divine wisdom, breath, and spiritual intuition, the same attributes carried by goddesses like Isis, Ma'at, and Yamoja. But Rome couldn't allow feminine divinity to survive, so they turned the divine feminine into a ghost. Now you got people praying to a father, a son, and a ghost, but no mother. Where's the womb in your trinity? Step 9. Rome didn't convert, it colonized. When Constantine converted to Christianity in 325 AD, he didn't do it for truth. He did it to unify the empire under one religion. That's why he called the Council of Nicaea, to organize doctrine, choose books, and make Jesus divine by vote. That's right, the divinity of Jesus wasn't revealed. It was voted into existence. That's not spiritual awakening, that's empire branding. Step 10. You're not saved, you're still serving. Let's end it here. You think you're free because you go to church. You think you're holy because you read the Bible. You think you're chosen because you believe in Jesus. But everything you believe, everything you say, everything you celebrate, was handed to you by the same people who enslaved your ancestors. They renamed their gods. They renamed you, and they made you worship their version of salvation while destroying your own. Awakening. Truth. If your God is built on your erasure, and your faith was built in chains, then your salvation is just obedience, not liberation. Wake up, unlearn, reclaim. You are the descendant of gods, not the follower of their replacements.